I don't really know how to start tonight. You already know why. You read the title. Today we made the decision to put Blaze to sleep. After his seizure yesterday, we were talking this morning, and if anything, how normal he was after almost unsettled us, because it made us wonder, was that really the first time he's had one? Plus, we're going into the weekend. If it was the start of a serious issue and it spiked over the weekend, the vet would have been closed, and well, we talked about it, but I don't want to repeat it because I think it's kind of obvious. You don't just let the dog suffer. But at the same time, Blaze had just turned 18, or if not, he was close to. It was sometime this month. We can't remember exactly when, but he was pushing 18 years old. Old dog, very old. Didn't really have much of a life anymore. He was completely blind, completely deaf. Constantly getting weaker. We had to carry him in and out of the house, not because he wouldn't, but because he couldn't. Half of the time, he wouldn't even keep his food down. He wasn't so much living as he wasn't so much alive as he was here. He was kind of just here. We took him in, and the vet gave him a good look over, and she agreed. Totally blind, totally deaf, very weak. There was just no real quality of life left. So we made the decision. And unlike Coco, I was there for that one. I held him all the way to the office. After they gave him a sedative, I held him until he calmed down, and it wasn't easy, of course not. I'm not surprising anybody with that. In his younger years, he was a lap dog. He could jump the height of the counter, not like he could get on it, but just, he could jump real high. He used to think being outside off the leash was a game. He'd just take off and not run away. He'd run away from you, but it was because he thought we were playing a game, to the point where he'd run away from you a little bit, whip it round, and then run right back as close to you as he could without letting you catch him. And there was a big game to him. And he always had to be in the chair with somebody. He'd cuddle up between you and the arm and just lay there. And then a couple of years ago, the morning my parents went off with my sister and their family to Disney World, and I stayed here to take care of dogs. I found him. He'd thrown up his entire breakfast. He was so disoriented and off balance. He He couldn't even get out of it. He was laying in it. And I can't remember what it's called. It's it's not an ear infection in the same way it happens in people, but it more or less has the same symptoms of a severe ear infection: loss of balance, nausea, all that good stuff. And after that, he had trouble, you know, he would stumble out of nowhere. And it just progressively got worse and worse. To where even on, on the carpet where he had perfect traction, he would just stumble sometimes. There was other things that happened today, but we'll talk about them tomorrow. Rest well, Blaze.